What's up, fans? It's been a minute since I've been live on Facebook. Just letting you know I'm going live on YouTube and Facebook. So check out Larry's Anything Goes LLC. Going to be the 25th edition of today's forecast. We're all going to die. Where for the most part, I mock the media, but I do touch on some serious things that are actually happening in the world. So check it out. Go from there. You know, it's been a nice Saturday. Saturday's gone by a little too fast, but it's been a good Saturday altogether. You know, like I said, 2025, we're halfway into the year, and the manifestation of how this year is going to end is, I just see it. The signs are more and more clear how things are going to end. And I call 2025 the year. I'm about to knock my green screen down. The year of losing people that haven't, basically losing people that aren't dead. You know, they're lost, but they're not dead because they serve no purpose in your life. I serve no purpose in their lives, or I serve more of a purpose in their life than they serve in my life. So therefore, there's no real reason for us to really engage like that anymore. And that's what 2025 is kind of shaping up to be. And I don't see it as a bad thing. I just see it as it's a whole you evolve or you disappear situation. And that's what life is. You know, we all have to have some sort of growth in this life. And because if we do not go out of our way to have some sort of growth in this life, then we're staying stagnated. And if we're stagnated, we're falling behind. You know, it's been 2025 has been a crazy world for a lot of people. And it's similar a lot to COVID in regards to people's worlds being turned upside down, mainly financially, perspective-wise. It's an interesting year to say the least. So, but there's been a lot of great things that have happened, and so I'm keeping myself positive because that's just the best way to be, in my personal opinion. But at the end of the day, check on the people who are about checking on you. You know, vibe with the people who are about vibing with you. Connect with people that are leveling up and want to try to force you to level up, and you can try to force them to level up on whatever scale it may be. It may be from a health perspective, economic perspective, educational perspective, whatever the case may be. Level up season has always been on my mind, and to be around people who want to level up is probably one of the coolest things ever. To be around a female that likes to level up is the sexiest thing ever. So that's just I just got to leave it at that. I heard yesterday when I was at the gym, this guy said a statement, and I think that this statement should be for men and women. This is probably one of the realest statements I ever heard in my life. And this is what the statement is. He says, he was talking to the men, but I say this is for the men and women. Don't ever go out of your way to date somebody that's not where you want to be, or trying to date somebody who's on the track of trying to get to where you want to be in this life. Because if you're ambitious, but you're with somebody that just wants to sit around and lounge on all day and scratch themselves, and this goes to the men and women, then that person, whether they realize it or not, they're going to drag you down. Whether they care or not, they're going to drag you down. And I've learned that from previous relationships. I've learned that from previous friendships. And with a lot of those previous friendships, I'm still somewhat cool with those people, but to me, you're not really my friend like that unless I'm hitting you up at least once a week on a conversation, or I'm going out of my way at least for us to connect. And if we live in the same city, if I'm not going out of my way to really connect with you and whatnot, then I don't really consider you a friend like that. You might as well just be a social media friend, because I think that our friendship is gone astray, and that's just what it is. It's not the end of the world, because once again, it's another part of evolution, growth. Growth is a beautiful thing. Evolution is a beautiful thing, and we should do more and more of this. But being around people that are going to force you to level up, and you force them to level up, and you engage in conversations that's outside of gossip and sports and Netflix and chill, but you engage in conversations that's going to take your mindset to the next level. That's the kind of thing to vibe to. That's what I can get. That's the kind of thing I can get with at the end of the day. So I'll leave it at that. But yeah, when the man said, young men, do not be around females that are not where you're at or where you're trying to go, that's some real stuff right there. And the same thing goes for the ladies. Don't be around a man who's on some basic bummy nonsense, because he's not going to take you anywhere. He's just going to lead you astray. So I'll leave it at that. Anyways, check out Larry's Anything Goes LLC on YouTube. I will be going live, and or on Facebook. Both platforms. So that's why I was going to go down. That's why I got my little green background set up. I'm going to be going live on StreamYard, and we're going to get it in, and we're going to do our best to not commit a sin. Hopefully my dog Max stays asleep the whole time we're doing it, because I just took him out, and he's clocked out now, so I just need him to give me an hour of peace and quiet. If not, he's going to his little back room, and we're going to still do what we do. So remember, check out Larry's Anything Goes LLC, Facebook, YouTube. We're about to go live in a couple of minutes. On that note, do great thiefy things. Like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. Make money moves so you can live all like a fool, as they say in Spanish. Bienvenido a la vida. Welcome to the life.